Hey folks, I'm Colin Richards, and I'm excited to be with you once again here on another episode of the Lord and Richards Show. And today we're going to be diving into our forecast for 2024 here at Lord and Richards. As you know, Lord and Richards is helping people just like you every single day across the Front Range and throughout our country to become more financially independent. And the way we do that is we help you build a comprehensive plan to achieve financial independence without worry, using strategies that are designed to reduce anxiety and increase the fun factor of retirement. And so my team and I are working with people just like you every single day and hearing what's on your mind and what concerns you. And one of the things that I'm addressing actually in one of my upcoming addresses to our clients here is what is going to be our forecast for the best moves for 2024 based on the economic picture here in the United States. And so over the next couple of episodes here, I'm going to talk a little bit about what it means to invest here in the United States and why we at Lord & Richards are really bullish. That means positive on the prospects of investing in the good old US of A. You know, as I sit down with people all the time, they are concerned, maybe because there's obviously the political landscape, right? It creates a tremendous amount of tension. And we've seen some pretty divisive campaigns and as well as terms in office over the last number of years. And that's created kind of a sense of unease within our country that maybe all is not well. Maybe I should be putting my money elsewhere in the ground or just in precious metals. But here's the truth. The United States has always been a great bet, and I share that viewpoint with the great Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, the man who comes up with a pithy statement about investing about every month. And Warren Buffett has always been bullish on the United States. If you look at the track record of stocks and investing here in the USA, it has been a long and glorious record. So is that all going to come crashing down now? You know, because of the impacts of inflation, because of the impacts of COVID, or because of the wars, or whatever it is, the subject that you are discussing with somebody, maybe the temptation is go a little negative on the U.S. Well, I say, God bless America. I love my country. I travel a lot. As a matter of fact, my company, we have a foundation called the Foundation for Global Education. And just this past year, we had our first annual golf tournament to raise money for some of the most unreached and needy people on earth. That's the target of our foundation. So when I get to travel to some of the poorest, least developed countries in the world, I come back here and I'm so grateful for what God has done for us. You know, the Bible tells us to be grateful, to give thanks to the Lord. He is good. His mercy endures forever. Well, if we've been given much, much is expected in return. And so, of course, I'm always encouraging my clients, hey, take up the example of giving that you see with many wealthy individuals. A lot of times, wealthy individuals get targeted as being greedy, but I often find it goes the other way. When folks are struggling a little financially, it's hard to find space to give. But you know what? You're never going to regret that. Well, the United States has been, and probably for a long time will continue to be, one of, if not the most generous nations when it comes to giving across the world. Not just on a government basis, government aid, but the people that are raised up here in this country who have a heart to help those who are less fortunate. And I'm proud of the work that the foundation does, our wonderful workers across the globe, and I'm excited to actually travel to Asia soon to be able to spend some time with them. So what's going on here in the United States that makes us really excited about the future? Well, there are some comparisons that were recently appeared in an article that discussed where the U.S. was economically in position to many other developed nations. As a matter of fact, one of the benchmarks is the G7, which includes the U.S., Japan, Canada, France, Italy, the United Kingdom, and Germany. So what is the situation here in the U.S. compared to these Asian and European nations? Well, let's start off with gross domestic product. Gross domestic product. That is the sum of all the economic output that we have in a year here in the United States. What has been going on? Well, over the last year, let's look back at 2023, U.S. gross domestic product rose 2.5%. You say, that doesn't sound very exciting. Well, listen to these other numbers. If you lived in Japan, it was 1.9, Canada 1.1, France 0.8, less than 1%, Italy 0.7, UK 0.5, and Germany actually contracted 0.3%. Wow, that is amazing. Well, Colin, that was 23. What about 2024? Well, as we look ahead, the projected is for the U.S. to still be above 2%, 2.1, with all but Canada and France coming in at less than 1% gross domestic product. The U.S. way out in the lead. So the gross domestic product is a key indicator, but it isn't the only indicator. What else can we look to get a sense for what's going on economically here in the U.S. compared to other parts of the world? Well, let's rank the U.S. in terms of the actual size of our gross domestic product, not just the percentage increase year over year, but let's just talk about the gross domestic output of this country and all its hardworking people. And the International Monetary Fund is good at keeping estimates of these things globally. Take a look at this. If you lived in, let's say, Canada in 2023, gross domestic product was at 2.188 trillion. Okay, great. How about France? 3.049. Great, wonderful. Germany, 4.4. You say, oh yeah, but China, they're going to catch up and they're going to have a bigger economy than ours. Well, they were at 17.7. As you can see, they were multiples over the European nations. Guess what? United States came in at almost 27 trillion. So the gross domestic product, the sum of our economic output in this country, is incredible, and it reflects the work ethic, the creativity, the drive, the ingenuity of the American people. So I am strongly biased to bet on America, and with our investing, we're going to talk about this in upcoming segments. Here at Lord & Richards, we love investing in American companies. How can we do that, though, without taking excessive risk? Because even American companies go down during market downturns. Well, we're going to come back to that in a future segment here. But for today, I would love to talk to you about how you can become financially independent from a biblical standpoint. That's what we do here at Lord & Richards. And we got a great team of advisors that are helping people just like you every single day to achieve that. It simply starts with a phone call.